Okay, TM Nation, so I've had a pair of the 1MORE Evos for just about 3 weeks now. At this point, I think that I've used them enough to give you my full review on how they perform. Like I said in my unboxing and first look video, these things have really impressed me with their specs and the way that they perform, but they're definitely not perfect. And now that the embargo is lifted, I can talk a little bit about the price. These come in at $169.99 retail, which really isn't that bad at all when you consider the upper echelon of ANC earbuds that they're aimed at competing with. However, for a limited time, 1MORE is offering a $30 off early bird discount. That's going to bring these down to $139.99, and at that price, they're really more attractive and hard to beat. You'll also get a free Qi wireless charging pad with these if you order from the 1MORE website and you get the early bird special. This makes the deal just a little bit sweeter because, like I said in my initial review, the case is wireless charging compatible. Now, I did unbox them and talk about the design and the fit in my first look video, but just to bring you guys up to speed with how they feel in the ears, they're really comfortable. The overall size of the Evo earbuds is great in my opinion. They're not mini earbuds, but at the same time they are not overly large or overly heavy. They're pretty much right in the middle. I have been able to wear them for listening sessions of 2 to 3 hours without any issues whatsoever, and they also stayed in place during exercise relatively well. Now, I won't say that they're the best earbuds out there for strenuous exercise, as they don't have any ear hooks or wings, but the twist to lock motion keeps them planted in my ears fairly well. Once the sweat started flowing, I did have to reposition them a couple of times, but guys, it really wasn't that bad at all. It never was to the point where it became a distraction or that it became annoying. They also did pass my water test, but you gotta remember they're only IPX4, which is water resistant, not waterproof. This being the case, you certainly do not want to submerge them into any type of liquid, but they will stand up just fine to splashes of water and sweat. I've had them completely wet during a workout, and the playback controls work completely fine with no malfunctions. As far as the connection goes, guys, I have used these to watch a bunch of YouTube videos and some Amazon Prime movies. So far, everything has been pretty synced up without any noticeable latency. Another thing to note with these is that they do offer high resolution audio for LDAC compatible devices, but not only that, inside of the app under experimental features, you can also toggle on or off dual device connection, which will essentially allow you to connect to 2 separate devices at once and switch between them. This is definitely a helpful feature to have if you use your earbuds with a laptop or tablet and your phone as well. You won't have to constantly turn Bluetooth off in order to keep these from connecting to the wrong device. Using one earbud is also possible with these as well, so if you want to use one and keep one in the case, they got you covered. Now, moving on and touching on my experience with the 1MORE app so far, it has worked well for the most part, but I could not get the Sound ID feature to work on iOS. I was able to get it up and running through one of the Android devices that I had laying around, but when it came to my iPhone, it would not work. But after I was able to get in there and complete the test, I have to say that the EQ that the app created for me is absolutely awesome. Now, out of the box, they sounded okay, but they really did not blow me away. But like I said, once I was able to complete the Sound ID process, they definitely came to life, and they pretty much sound exactly how I would want them to sound if I created my own custom EQ. Now, you have to keep in mind, guys, that our results are likely gonna be different just because you are gonna have to take the test yourself and decide which sounds sound best to your ears. That being said, my EQ is pretty bass heavy, but one thing that I really like about these earbuds is that they really don't distort that much, even at the higher volumes. Another thing that I like about my EQ is that the highs and mids do not get lost in the bunch. I really have never felt like I was missing out on any frequencies. No matter what I'm listening to, I can usually hear those background instruments and vocals just fine. fine and I never get an airy or tinny sound. Another thing that I want to mention about the app is that you can customize your playback controls, but what you're able to change is limited. Unfortunately, all that you can really do is go in there and adjust your double and triple tap functions. You can't go in there and completely change all of them like you can with some other earbuds out there at this price point. As far as ANC and transparency goes with these, I would say that they perform well in both areas. Now, I have tested them out in many different environments, and the ANC in particular is pretty strong. It is multi-mode ANC, so you can select from strong, mid, wind noise canceling, or adaptive, which will adjust based on your environment. For the most part, guys, I pretty much leave them in strong most of the time. I've found that across all of the environments, this mode seems to work the best for me, and I do have to say that it is stronger than I thought it would be. I can tell you that if I'm down here sitting in my room and I'm not playing any music, I can literally be typing on my keyboard and not be able to hear any of the keystrokes. Also, when I'm outside walking for exercise and I have these in either strong or wind noise canceling, I can barely hear cars passing by or normal environmental noises such as birds chirping or people talking. On the other hand, the transparency with these is also pretty strong as well. It does have two different modes, which are voice enhancement, and you also do have normal pass-through. Now, me personally, I haven't seen a big difference in between the two. I know that voice enhancement is supposed to key in on dialogue, but I found that whether I have it in voice enhancement mode or normal pass-through, these pretty much perform the same. But like I said, comparing these to other transparency earbuds that I've tried out in the past, these are on the stronger side. I can usually hear what's going on around me within about a 5 to 7 foot radius. Overall, guys, I would say that the performance that I get with these is comparable to what I get with the 1000 XM4s, and when it comes to the transparency side of the house, I think that these may actually pick up a little bit more. Now, one area where the Evos don't quite hit the mark for me is in that of the battery life. If you use these without ANC on, you can get up to 8 hours on a charge, but if you use them with ANC on, you'll get closer to 5.5. So far, using them with ANC on the whole time at about 75% of the max volume, I'm averaging right at 5 hours and 8 minutes on a charge, which is okay, but I do wish that they offered more. If battery life is your main concern, I do want to note for you guys that these do feature quick charging, which will give you up to 4 hours of use from only 15 minutes in the case. Relative to the call quality, guys, I have made quite a few voice calls using these. So far, nobody has complained about how I sounded, and in my opinion, they do a pretty good job of capturing clear speech. But I did take a couple of samples for you guys so that you can judge for yourselves. Let's check them out. Okay, guys, so right now I have the earbuds paired to my iPhone 13 Pro. As you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming directly from the microphones on them. Now, I'm not going to do any type of editing to this sample, so this should give you a pretty good idea of how these will perform for voice calls. And now I have some simulated background noise playing in the background. This part of the test is aimed at seeing how well these microphones will reject some of your ambient noise. So taking everything into consideration, guys, I've really been impressed with the Evos so far, and I don't think that these leave much on the table in terms of missing features at the price point. With them, you're getting wireless charging with the case, compatibility with the 1MORE app, you're getting great ANC and transparency performance, very good sound quality, dual device connection, and you're also getting respectable call quality. Now, I definitely do wish that the battery life was better, guys, and I can see that being a reason for someone going for another pair of earbuds, but being that you can get these at launch for $139.99 and that includes a wireless charging pad, in my opinion, the performance that you get in pretty much every other area makes these a really good deal. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tecmo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.